Welcome back to Birds of a Feather. My name is Ethan Stroud, and this is your daily Baltimore sports podcast. This is episode 9 in this series, and today we're going to be going over the Orioles' win over the Kansas City Royals. We're going to be diving into it. We're going to be talking about the pitching. We're going to be talking about the offense. We're going to be talking about Tomoyuki Sugano. And yeah, let's just get right into it. Going over the game, the Orioles win 8-1 over the Kansas City Royals. The record now sits at 4-5, and this was a huge win. As I said yesterday, the Orioles needed to come out here and get this win. They could not fall into a 4-game losing streak. They had to come out here and get this win today, and they did just that. The Orioles get a huge win over the Royals. They win 8-1. The offense does great. The pitching does great. There's a lot of positives to go throughout. There's a lot of positives to go throughout this game. And yeah, let's just get into it. So starting at the top of the lineup for the Orioles, Gunnar Henderson 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts. Not the greatest day from Gunnar. He was the only starter today who did not actually record a hit. And again, it's early. This is Gunnar's second game back, and this is the Orioles' 9th overall game on the season. But this is Gunnar's second game back, and this is just one of those games that he's got to forget about. That is one of those games where he's just got to, go and move on. Because 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts from your leadoff guy is not ideal at all. Thankfully, the rest of the offense did pick it up, but not a good game by Gunnar Henderson. Again, this is just his second game. He's just getting warmed up. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. Hopefully he can have a big bounce back tomorrow. I'm looking for that first Gunnar Henderson home run because I feel like once he hits that first home run, I think he'll really start getting to the groove of things. And you'll go back to the Gunnar that we know and love, which, it's still early. I'm not sitting here saying that Gunnar is garbage, but, he did not have a great game today. I'm not worried about it at all. Obviously, players have bad games, and they'll end up bouncing back, and everything will be okay. Going next to Jordan Westburg, he went 1 for 5. He's been doing his thing. No complaints from Jordan Westburg. He's been having a great year so far. A 3.03 average across the first 9 games. I'll take that every day of the week. Cedric Mullins continues his great start to this year. He goes 1 for 3. He does have 2 walks and he does score 2 runs. So Cedric Mullins putting in the work. A 3.13 average to start the year, a 6.56 slug, and a 4.36 on-base percentage. You love to see that from Cedric Mullins, especially with how he started last year. This is great to see him really start off strong. And obviously he was, if you remember last year, he was the only player that scored a run in the playoff game against the Royals. So Cedric Mullins having another great game against Kansas City. Going over to Ryan Mountcastle, he goes 2 for 5. He does score 2 runs as well. Ryan Mountcastle has moved up the lineup quite a bit this game. I think yesterday he was batting at 7, and we moved him up today to 4. And he performed well. 2 for 5, 2 runs. You like to see that from Mountie. There was rumors that maybe Mountie would be available to trade sometime this season, or maybe by the trade deadline we might trade Mountie, because there is rumors that we want to move Samuel Basallo to a first baseman, which would be great, which would be cool. Mountcastle, again, he is a key part of this team. Everyone in this lineup is a key part of this team. Mountie is your everyday first baseman. Comes out here, has a solid game. Tyler O'Neill, 2 for 3 with 1 run scored and 2 RBIs. Tyler O'Neill continues his hot streak for the year. The past couple games he hasn't done much, but today goes back out here, has a multi-hit game. First 9 games of the year, and I think he's only played 8 games, but he's batting a 379 with a 655 slug. So you'd love to see that from Tyler. Again, this is the Anthony Santander replacement. He's been playing fine. There's not really any complaints from me. I would like to see him maybe get a home run soon. I do think that he is due for a home run. Obviously, all the home runs that he hit last year. He hit the opening day home run because, Tyler O'Neill, opening day home run is just a guarantee. But he hasn't hit a home run since that opening day home run. He was close today. He went out to deep center, and it almost got back far enough for a home run. But Tyler O'Neill, I'm not worried about it. He's been doing great. No complaints there at all. Heston Kjerstad started out in left field again. He went 1 for 5, got an RBI as well. He did have a big RBI late in the game. But Heston Kjerstad, he's been doing great, man. He did have that error out in left field yesterday, but Heston's been doing fine. There's no really true complaints about Heston. And again, he's getting all these opportunities because of the Colton Cowles injury. And Brandon Hyde even said that Heston Kjerstad will have plenty of opportunities to solidify himself and show why he deserves to be maybe not an everyday player, but a key utility player in this lineup. And he's going to get these chances because of the Colton injury. I'm assuming that he's pretty much going to be our everyday left fielder from now on, which I'm okay with. Heston batting a .294 to start the year, not bad at all. Going down to Ramon Urias, he played third today. He went 1 for 4. Batting still a .400 on the year. Ramon Urias putting in some good at-bats. Gary Sanchez was catching today. This was Adley Rutschman's first game off all year. He did have a rest day. And also, if you look at the positions, Ramon actually went out and played third. Gunnar was our DH today. And then Jackson was playing short. And then Jordan was playing second. So Gary Sanchez was catching today. Adley Rutschman had the day off. Gary Sanchez, full-time catcher. He went 1 for 3, had 2 RBIs. You love to see that from Gary. He had a little blooper in center field that dropped down and was able to score 2 runs. This was Gary Sanchez's first hit of the year, I believe, as an Oriole. So you love to see that from Gary. Obviously, last year, James McCann played a pretty vital role for the Orioles. He was out there doing the dirty work for the Orioles. Obviously, when he got hit in the face and he stayed in the game, and that was a big moment. Gary Sanchez did his thing, and no complaints there. Jackson Holliday, batting 9th today, went 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs, no strikeouts. You'd love to see that from Jackson. A 3-hit day. He's batting a .333 on the year in the first 9 games. You love to see that from Jackson Holliday. Again, this is one of your key pieces for the future. This is one of your pillars for the future. You got Jackson, you got Gunnar, and you got Adley, and then you also got Jordan as well in that mix. But Jackson Holliday is a pillar for this team. He's having a great start to the year. If you compare his start to this season then to his start last season, it is a night and day difference. Jackson Holliday has been playing great. He's batting to .333. He is one of the higher batting averages on the team in terms of the everyday players, and you'd love to see it from Jackson. If he can get going, if he can stay doing what he's doing, he is an everyday type of player. He deserves to be an everyday player, whether that's playing short, which he's not really going to be playing short much because Gunnar is going to be playing short. He's playing DH today, just in his return back, trying to settle him in and ease him on back into the lineup and back onto the field as well. But Jackson Holliday deserves to play every single day, everyday player. You love to see it from Jackson. And with the offense in general, 12 total hits, 8 runs scored, 5 for 15 with runners in scoring position. They left 7 on base. So a lot of runners in scoring position this game. The Orioles offense was doing great. Obviously, the past 3 games in the 3-game losing streak, the offense was pretty dead in those 3 games. They weren't really doing much. But today, the Orioles offense comes out here, puts up the 8 runs. But, they went out here, had the big offensive game, but I want to see them do this again tomorrow. I want to see this offense go out there and put up another, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe even 10-run game. Because I don't want to see this offense dip back down to scoring 1 or 2 runs. I want to see this offense stay consistent, because that's a big thing with this team, is being able to stay consistent. They've had a little bit of trouble with it to start the year. Obviously, you scored a lot of runs the first game, and then you kind of dipped down. Then you scored a lot of runs, then you dipped down. Then you scored a lot of runs, then you dipped down. And then the next 3 games, you just don't really play great. You don't really score a lot of runs. And then today you go back up and you score a lot of runs. So hopefully we can keep this consistent and have a good day on offense tomorrow, because I think we're going to need it with Cade Povich pitching. The offense is going to have to come out, and they're going to have to show out. This is our 5th pitcher in the rotation. So, obviously, whenever you get to the 4 and 5 pitchers in a rotation, you got to make sure that you're ready to go, and the offense can take the pressure that it's going to most likely have. But speaking of pitching, let's go over to the pitching today. The man of the hour, Tomoyuki Sugano, gets his first major league win in his 2nd start with the Orioles. This was his 2nd start, and I was looking for a bounce back. Obviously, after his first start, whenever he had to leave the game with hand cramps, he looked a little nervous. He didn't really find his control early on, but then he kind of settled in later. Tomoyuki Sugano has a fantastic day today. He didn't go 6 innings, which is fine, but he does go 5.1 innings, gives up 5 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, has 4 strikeouts, and he gave up the solo home run to Bobby Witt Jr. That was the only run that he ended up giving up. Was Bobby Witt Jr. home run was the only thing that the Royals did today on offense. And I mean, again, it's Bobby Witt Jr. It's going to happen. He's a superstar. Things are going to happen like that. But Tomoyuki Sugano, an 89 pitch count through the first 5 innings, first 2 starts. He's sitting at a 2.89 ERA. You love to see that from Tomoyuki Sugano. I was looking for the bounce back game, and he delivered, and he showed up and showed out today for the Orioles. The Orioles offense did their thing. They were up 2-0, and then in the 6th inning, they ended up scoring 4 more runs. But for those first 5 innings, man, Tomoyuki Sugano, in a close game, it was 2-0 pretty much for most of the first 5 innings. Tomoyuki Sugano did his thing. He held it down in a high leverage situation, and you love to see that. I mean, you love to see that from Tomoyuki. Again, as I've said multiple times, I think Tomoyuki Sugano can be that wild card guy in this rotation, because if Tomoyuki Sugano can be that good if he can be that good 3 pitcher, that guy right in the middle who can do good, it's going to help this rotation heavily. Because 1, it's going to help save the bullpen if he's going deep in innings, and it's also just going to stabilize the rotation. That is what they need from their pitching right now, is the guys who you don't expect a lot from, maybe like a Dean Kramer, or maybe even like a Tomoyuki Sugano, or a Cade Povich tomorrow, just doing their best in limiting runs and stabilizing the lineup and picking up as many wins as you possibly can right now before you get Grayson and hopefully Kyle back later on in the year, where your pitching rotation will look a lot better. Tomoyuki Sugano, an amazing game. I'm super happy. I wish he could have gone through 6 innings, man. He went out there for the 6th. He gave up the home run to Bobby Witt. They kept him out there. He gave up a run. He gave up a hit, gave up a walk, and then they pulled him with 2 on base. But I mean, yeah, Tomoyuki Sugano, great game. Gets the win, very deserved. First major league win, and hopefully the first of many more to come this year for Tomoyuki. Going over to the bullpen, an amazing day by the bullpen, obviously. The only run that was given up this game was the home run to Bobby Witt Jr. So that means that the bullpen came out there. Brian Baker finished off the 6th inning, 0.2 innings, 0 hits, 0 runs, 0 strikeouts, 0 walks. Great. Brian Baker has been great for this team. He still has a 0 ERA through the first 9 games of the year. Keegan Aiken goes 2 innings, 0 hits, 0 runs, 2 walks, and also 2 strikeouts. 31 pitches across 2 innings. Not bad at all. Keegan Aiken, solid so far. Doesn't give up any runs. And then Matt Bowman comes out at the end. 1 inning, 0 hits, 0 runs, 0 walks, 0 strikeouts. A 15-pitch count in 1 inning. You'd love to see it from the pitchers. They went out and they did their thing today. And you just love to see it. You absolutely love to see it from the pitching. They didn't really produce a lot of strikeout numbers, but they were producing a lot of soft contact, which was good, obviously, to get the outs. But again, the Orioles, they played great today, man. They played like the team that we expect them to. They played like the team that we wanted them to see. Obviously, the pitching, again, we've talked about it. The pitching is very shaky. You don't necessarily trust a lot of guys in that rotation. But when Tomoyuki Sugano comes out here and has that great game, and the offense also performs, you mix those together, and it's going to lead to a lot of good things for this Orioles team. You love to see it. An 8-1 win over Kansas City. That ties the series up 1-1. So the winner of tomorrow's game will take this series. If the Orioles lose, that means that they would have lost back-to-back series, and they're still without a series win because, again, they split the first series 2-2, and then they lost last series to Boston 2-1, and then hopefully they can go out and win the series tomorrow, because if they win tomorrow, they will win the series 2-1, and it'll be also their first series win of the year. So they're looking for their first series win of the year. The game tomorrow against the Royals is an early one, 1:10 p.m. We got Kris Bubic versus Cade Povich. Kris Bubic, in his first start, he was electric in his first start for the Royals. He got through 6 innings, only gave up 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts. So he had a amazing game in his first start of the year, the only other start that he's had this year. He's been great. So the Orioles coming off of facing a pitcher who's coming off of a great game, and Cade Povich in his last outing against Boston wasn't great. Got through 4.1 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, had the 8 strikeouts. You like to see the strikeout numbers up for Cade there. But hopefully Cade tomorrow can go out there and just limit the damage as much as possible. And I expect the offense to go out there and just do their thing. Just do their job and go out and put runs up on the board. This offense is good. This offense has the ability to be one of the better offenses in not just the American League, but one of the better offenses in Major League Baseball. They have the talent. You have guys like Jordan Westburg and Gunnar Henderson now. Now that Gunnar's back, you got Gunnar Henderson, you got Jordan Westburg, you got Adley, you got Jackson Holliday, you got Ryan O'Hearn, you got Tyler O'Neill, you got so many great players. You got Cedric Mullins, who started off the year great. You have so many great, talented players who can go out there and light up the scoreboard, and they just got to do it. I think with the offense, they don't need to overthink things. Again, we did get the new the new hitting coaches after last year, where it was just a disaster. But the offense, I just don't think that they need to overthink things. This offense is talented, it is good, and they have the ability to be one of the best offenses in baseball. And again, going into the year, I was saying, for this Orioles team to win games, their offense is going to have to produce. If their offense is playing lackluster, and if their offense is underperforming, they're not going to win games consistently as much as they should, because the pitching is going to struggle. You're going to have your good games, and you're also going to have your really bad games, and you're going to have your bad games from your good pitchers, and you're also going to have your good games from your bad pitchers. But Tomoyuki Sugano, going back to the topic of pitcher, Tomoyuki Sugano, again, we couldn't sit here and necessarily say, oh, is he good, oh, is he bad? But to be honest, he has been, so far in his first 2 starts, he's been one of the Orioles' best pitchers this year in his first 2 starts. I hope that he still gets this opportunity. I don't know if we're going to move the rotation around. Maybe on an off day, move someone up, move someone down. Just kind of move the rotation around a little bit due to performance, because I will say Charlie Morton should not be the second man in the rotation. He does definitely need to move down. And I think Tomoyuki Sugano needs to move up. Hopefully he found his groove. Hopefully he can keep it going, and we'll be good to go. But yeah, tomorrow the Orioles play the Royals, 1:10 p.m. Cade Povich versus Chris Bubik. A big, big game. Winner of the game takes the series. It is the rubber match. Winner of the game takes the series. And yeah, hopefully the Orioles can win tomorrow. If they win, their record will be an even 5-5. And going over to the AL East as it stands today, the Yankees are still in first place. They're 6-2. Toronto is 5-4. Tampa's 4-4. Boston's 4-4. And the Orioles still sit in last place at 4-5. But this division obviously is extremely, extremely close, and anything can happen on any given day. And things are going to be okay. The others are going to be good. They got a big win today. You love to see it. Very, very proud and very, very happy of their effort that they had today. And yeah, you love to see it. Hopefully they can go win tomorrow, win the series, and yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Birds of a Feather, or listening to it if you're listening from Spotify, or if you're watching on YouTube. I appreciate all of the support, appreciate all the listens, appreciate all the streams. This has been a ton of fun for me. I'm going to keep saying it at the end of every episode, man, but this has been a ton of fun for me. I love talking Baltimore. I love talking Baltimore sports. And the Orioles season obviously did just kick off. We're only 9 games into the year. There's still a bunch of stuff going on with sports. There haven't been any crazy Ravens news over the past few days, but things are going to start ramping up for the Ravens with draft season among us. And again, NFL drafts this Monday. We're doing another mock Monday, so another mock draft Monday, very similar to what I did last time. I'm just going to go through the full first round, and I will tell you right now, it is going to be pretty different from the first one, because again, opinions change all the time, especially when it comes to mock drafts. But Birds of a Feather, thank you guys again for watching and listening. Appreciate all the support. Subscribe on YouTube if you like this content. Give a follow on Spotify if you like this content. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon after the Royals game. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all have a good one. Peace out.